For thousands of years, civilizations from east to west have shared a common understanding. Sexual energy is not just a biological instinct, but a vital force that can fuel creativity, mental clarity, and spiritual strength. Yet, in today's world, where self-pleasure is often deemed harmless or even normalized, few realize that overindulging in this behavior is quietly eroding their spirit. Not in a superstitious sense, but in a neuroscientific one. Each ejaculation triggers a cascade of biochemical changes that directly impact hormones, dopamine levels, and long-term focus. The ancients said, "Jing is the root of spirit." Excessive loss of Jing, whether through sexual activity or masturbation, leads to diminished vitality, reduced motivation, and a dulled mind. Modern science is starting to back this up through studies on dopamine desensitization and its effects on the brain. This video isn't here to judge you, but to offer a different perspective, one where uncontrolled desire might be stealing your spiritual strength. If you've ever felt unfocused, low on energy, or struggled to sustain creativity, the cause might lie in a habit you thought was harmless. Join us in exploring a truth most people avoid, because it could completely transform how you see yourself. The hidden cost of pleasure in Taoist philosophy, they speak of Jing, your body's most precious essence. If your body were a finely tuned machine, Jing would be the high-grade oil in the engine. Without it, everything begins to grind, overheat, and break down. Jing is your foundational life force, and in ancient Taoist texts, its preservation was considered central to health, vitality, and even spiritual awakening. How valuable is it? The ancients believed it took 100 drops of blood to create just one drop of semen. Think about that. They understood semen wasn't just a byproduct of sexual activity. It was the concentrated essence of your vitality, distilled through an intricate biological process, holding both the physical building blocks of life and the metaphysical spark of creation itself. Now you might be thinking, but ejaculating is natural, right? Well, that's what you've been told. You've been conditioned into a mental paradigm, a cultural construct, that normalizes frequent ejaculation, especially through self-pleasure. Yes, sex and release exist in nature, but what's natural doesn't automatically mean optimal. Even in nature, overindulgence has consequences. Here's the truth. You cannot ascend to your highest self while constantly indulging your lowest impulses. It's like trying to climb a mountain while simultaneously digging a hole beneath your feet. Let's get specific about what you're losing with every ejaculation. Semen is a biologically complex, nutrient-rich fluid containing over 200 different proteins, vitamins B12, C, and E minerals like zinc and calcium, citric acid, fructose, and other essential compounds. These aren't random ingredients. They are life-giving substances, meticulously assembled by your body to create human life. You're literally expelling what your system has invested massive energy to produce, nutrients and compounds that, if retained, could be repurposed to fuel your brain, rebuild your body, strengthen your immune system, and enhance your vitality. This is not poetic rhetoric. This is biology. But here's where the ancient perspective adds an even deeper layer. It's not just the physical you're losing, it's the energetic potential. Semen carries the very essence of creation, the raw material from which life emerges. To waste it carelessly is to discard your most potent internal resource. Every time you masturbate to ejaculation, you are choosing momentary pleasure over long-term power. A quick dopamine spike, followed by an energy crash. Over time, this habit drains more than just nutrients. It erodes willpower, dulls mental clarity, and dampens your internal drive. Now think about the most magnetic, successful, and charismatic people you've ever met. They seem to radiate a presence you can't quite explain, an aura of confidence, vitality, and influence. That's not an accident. In many cases, it's the natural byproduct of retained sexual energy. When you stop wasting this energy, something shifts. Your body redirects that potency toward your muscles, your brain, your creativity. Your voice deepens. Your eyes sharpen. You carry yourself differently. Others can feel it, even if they can't name it. You begin to emit a frequency that draws opportunities, respect, and deeper connections into your life. This is why many ancient warriors, monks, and sages practice some form of sexual energy, retention. Not out of prudishness, but because they understood that this energy is power, physical power, mental power, spiritual power. The problem today is that modern culture has turned sexual release into a constant escape valve. We live in an age of unlimited stimulation, and you've been trained to believe that frequent ejaculation is healthy simply because it's common. But there's a difference between common and beneficial. If you've been feeling chronically tired, unmotivated, or less sharp mentally, if you've been lacking confidence, finding it hard to focus, or feeling less connected to your sense of purpose, there's a good chance that your daily or weekly habits around sexual release are playing a bigger role than you realize. Imagine this. What if you stopped spilling that energy for 30 days? What if you channeled it into your goals, your body, your craft? The initial challenge would be intense, because you're breaking a conditioned cycle. But as the days pass, you'd feel a steady buildup of physical vitality, mental focus, and even spiritual clarity. This isn't about repression, it's about redirection. It's about reclaiming energy that is yours, energy designed to fuel your evolution, not just your momentary pleasure. So here's my challenge to you. Test it for yourself. Retain your energy, channel it with intention, and observe the difference. Keep a journal. Track your mood, your focus, your workouts, your creativity. And when you start to notice that magnetic shift in the way people respond to you, when opportunities seem to find you, when you feel more alive than you have in years, you'll understand exactly why the ancients guarded their Jing with reverence. Your life force is not something to be wasted. It's the foundation of your power, your potential, your presence in the world. Guard it, master it, and watch how the world begins to respond to the new version of you. Science of semen retention. For those who doubt, let's dive into the science that backs up what ancient wisdom has long proclaimed. The effects of frequent ejaculation aren't just anecdotal, they're measurable, tangible, and profoundly impactful on your body, mind, and spirit. Buckle up, skeptics, because this isn't just about sex. It's about unlocking your full potential and reclaiming the vitality you've been unknowingly squandering. First, let's talk about your brain. Frequent masturbation, especially when paired with pornography, desensitizes your dopamine receptors, the very pathways responsible for feelings of joy, motivation, and reward. This isn't limited to your sex life. It seeps into every corner of your existence. Over time, you're essentially inducing a form of anhedonia, a clinical term for the inability to feel pleasure. You might notice life feels duller, goals seem harder to chase, or even simple joys like a good meal or a sunset lose their spark. That's your brain, rewired by overstimulation, struggling to find satisfaction in anything. Studies show excessive dopamine spikes from frequent self-pleasure can blunt your brain's reward system, leaving you numb to life's highs. Imagine living in a world where nothing excites you. That's the cost of overindulgence. Second, consider testosterone, the hormone that fuels energy, drive, and mental sharpness. Every ejaculation depletes this crucial resource, at least temporarily. Research has shown that abstaining from ejaculation for just 7 days can skyrocket serum testosterone levels by an astonishing 145.7%. Picture what that could do for you. Razor-sharp focus, boundless energy, and an unshakable drive to crush your goals. Low testosterone, on the other hand, is linked to fatigue, brain fog, and even depression. By constantly releasing, you're robbing yourself of the hormonal edge that could propel you toward greatness. Why settle for a sluggish version of yourself when a week of discipline could unleash a powerhouse? Third, let's address the elephant in the room: porn-induced erectile dysfunction, PIED. This isn't just a buzzword, it's a growing epidemic. Excessive porn consumption rewires your brain to respond to pixels on a screen rather than real human connection. This doesn't just tank your sex life, it fundamentally alters how your brain processes reward and pleasure. The result? Difficulty forming deep, meaningful relationships because your neural pathways are hooked on artificial stimuli. Studies confirm that PIED is increasingly common among young men, with some estimates suggesting up to 30% of frequent porn users experience sexual dysfunction. If you want authentic connections and a vibrant love life, this is a wake-up call to rethink your habits. Fourth, semen retention does more than just preserve resources. It amplifies your body's response to testosterone. Research shows that abstaining increases androgen receptor density in the brain, meaning your body becomes more sensitive to the testosterone already in your system. This isn't just about feeling stronger, it's about maximizing the impact of your hormones, boosting confidence, mental clarity, and even physical performance. It's like upgrading your body's software to run at peak efficiency. Fifth, abstaining from ejaculation has been linked to heightened spinal cord reflex excitability. In simpler terms, this means faster reflexes and improved physical performance. Athletes and martial artists have long known this secret. Retaining energy sharpens reaction times and enhances agility. Whether you're hitting the gym or competing in life, this edge could be the difference between good and great. Now, let's explore a game changer: ejaculation, the practice of experiencing orgasm without ejaculation. Yes, you read that right. Orgasm and ejaculation are not the same. Rooted in ancient Taoist sexual practices and now gaining traction in modern sexology, ejaculation allows you to harness the pleasure of orgasm while retaining the vital life force in your semen. This isn't some woo-woo fad. It's a disciplined art that can transform your vitality. By keeping those nutrients, like zinc, selenium, and proteins, in your body, you're fueling sustained energy levels. Contrary to popular myths, regular ejaculation isn't necessary for prostate health. Studies suggest lifestyle and diet play far larger roles. Ejaculation lets you enjoy orgasm's benefits without losing the essence needed to create life. The perks don't stop there. Mastering ejaculation enhances sexual stamina, allowing you to last longer and deepen intimacy. Practitioners often report whole-body orgasms that dwarf the fleeting rush of ejaculatory release, offering a richer, more profound experience. But the real magic happens on a spiritual level. By circulating sexual energy through your body, you may unlock heightened states of consciousness and spiritual insights, channeling this potent force into your goals, dreams, and personal growth. Imagine redirecting that energy to fuel your ambitions, your career, your creativity, your purpose. On the flip side, every ejaculation comes with a cost. You're depleting critical nutrients like zinc and selenium, essential for immune function and mental health. You're flooding your system with prolactin, a hormone that suppresses dopamine and leaves you feeling drained. You're also triggering a refractory period where your body and mind operate at a lower capacity, sometimes for hours or days. Pause and let that sink in. Every release is a trade-off, sacrificing long-term vitality for a momentary high. This isn't just about physical health, it's about the spiritual essence behind it all. In tantric traditions, sexual energy is the key to higher consciousness, the fuel for awakening your inner potential. By retaining and redirecting this energy, you're not just avoiding depletion, you're cultivating a magnetic aura that draws success and connection. If you're ready to explore ejaculation and transform your life, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll guide you through this journey while you help our community grow. The science is clear, and the wisdom is timeless. Are you ready to stop draining your potential and start harnessing it? The choice is yours. Choose empowerment, choose vitality, choose your highest self. Ascension. Through sexual mastery, in the rich tapestry of tantric traditions, sexual energy isn't just a fleeting spark of desire. It's the very key to unlocking higher consciousness, the potent fuel that ignites Kundalini awakening. Imagine this: energy coiled at the base of your spine like a sleeping serpent, ready to rise and illuminate every facet of your being, transforming mundane existence into profound enlightenment. Yet, in our fast-paced, gratification-obsessed world, so many of us are spilling this sacred force outward through habitual ejaculation, dimming our inner light and stunting our spiritual evolution. Instead of channeling it upward to awaken the divine within, we're letting it escape, leaving us feeling empty, disconnected, and far from our true potential. Consider the ancient wisdom of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, a timeless text brimming with 112 meditation techniques designed to propel you toward spiritual awakening. This sacred scripture, often hailed as a direct dialogue between Shiva and Shakti, devotes several practices to harnessing sexual energy as a pathway to transcendence. One particularly powerful technique instructs, at the start of sexual union, keep attentive on the fire in the beginning, and so continuing, avoid the embers in the end. This isn't about denying pleasure. It's a call to mindful circulation. By maintaining awareness during intimacy, you prevent the loss of vital energy through ejaculation, instead redirecting it inward to stoke the flames of awareness and unity with the universe. Practitioners report profound shifts, heightened intuition, ecstatic states of bliss, and a sense of oneness that eclipses ordinary experiences. Do you often feel lost, adrift in a sea of distractions, struggling to forge a sense of purpose or form deep, soul-stirring connections? If so, take a hard look inward. Like I've been emphasizing, you're likely depleting the very energy essential for spiritual growth. In tantric philosophy, this isn't mere theory, it's a lived reality. Chronic loss of sexual energy through masturbation or unchecked release drains your prana or life force, leaving you foggy, uninspired, and emotionally numb. Modern neuroscience echoes this, showing how frequent ejaculation can desensitize dopamine receptors, robbing you of motivation and joy in daily life. It's no wonder so many men wander through life feeling half alive. They've been unknowingly sabotaging their own ascension. But here's the revelation: your sexual energy isn't confined to reproduction or fleeting pleasure. It's the most potent creative force you possess, a dynamic powerhouse that can ignite your deepest inspirations, spark enlightening insights, and propel you toward your highest achievements. This energy, when retained and transmuted, helps you unfold into the real you, the authentic, empowered self buried beneath layers of societal conditioning and impulse. Think of historical figures like Nikola Tesla or Steve Jobs, who channeled immense creative drive into world-changing innovations. Many attribute such focus to disciplined energy management. By conserving this force, you're not just surviving, you're thriving, birthing ideas, art, and connections that resonate on a cosmic level. This path isn't about repression, it's about mastery. Let me say that again. It's not about repression, it's about mastery. Repression breeds frustration and shadow, but mastery empowers you to wield your energy like a skilled artisan, sculpting a life of vitality and purpose. Envision your sexual energy as an oil well deep within. Will you let it gush out wastefully, depleting the reservoir in moments of impulse? Or will you refine it, piping it strategically to power your entire life, your career, relationships, and spiritual quest? The choice defines whether you live as a spectator or a sovereign creator. To guide you, here's a practical roadmap. You're welcome to walk this path alongside us, step by step, toward transformation. 1. Question every urge. When the impulse to masturbate arises, pause. Is this the best use of my creative energy? Take a deep breath, reflect. What could I create or achieve if I channeled this surge differently? This simple inquiry shifts you from autopilot to intentionality, building self-awareness and redirecting power. 2. See your sexual energy as sacred. Your body is a temple. Treat it as such. Shift your perspective. View sexuality not as a quick fix for boredom, but as a wellspring of vitality and creative power. This reverence fosters respect, turning base desires into elevated fuel for growth. 3. Transmute the energy. Channel it into exercise, art, or passion projects. When arousal builds, redirect. Do push-ups, stretches, deep breath work, or handstands. Dive into that business plan or creative endeavor. You'll be amazed how this energy supercharges your vision. Think clearer, feel deeper, and manifest with intensity. Studies on energy transmutation in tantric practices show improved focus and productivity as a result. 4. Meditate. Learn to circulate this energy throughout your body. Try this. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and visualize your sexual energy as a warm, golden light in your pelvic area. As you inhale, see this light rising up your spine. As you exhale, let it flow down the front of your body. Repeat with each breath, feeling your own energy amplify. This microcosmic orbit, a core tantric technique, awakens Kundalini and enhances spiritual clarity. 5. Explore tantric practices and ejaculation with a partner. Choose someone with whom you share spiritual connections, someone you love deeply. Transform your bonds. Tantric sex isn't mere pleasure. It's a gateway to spiritual awakening. Begin with extended foreplay, synchronized breathing, and eye contact during intimacy. Dive deeper into ejaculation, orgasm without ejaculation, through research and my other videos. Go deep, literally, and watch your relationships evolve into sacred unions. 6. Practice testicular breathing. This Taoist technique uses breath and visualization to draw energy from your testicles upward into your body. Inhale slowly, contract pelvic muscles, and guide the energy along your spine. It's a powerhouse for cultivating and circulating sexual energy, boosting vitality and preventing stagnation. Research this. Don't forget the name. Testicular breathing. And integrate it daily for profound benefits like enhanced mental acuity and physical resilience. 7. Engage in regular physical exercise. This circulates conserved energy, preventing build-up and promoting vitality. Opt for Hatha Yoga or Qigong. You don't need intense sweat sessions. Gentle movement suffices. Breathe deeply and feel the energy flow, invigorating every cell. I read a comment asking, "Doesn't ejaculation prevent prostate cancer?" Be honest. Is that really why you're masturbating? Actually, recent studies from 2024 and 2025 show the link between ejaculation frequency and prostate cancer risk is far from conclusive. Narrative reviews highlight a lack of consensus, with some data suggesting no clear protective effect. In our community, through ancient wisdom and personal experiences, it doesn't correlate whatsoever. Forget the notion. Your overall lifestyle, diet, and genetics play far more significant roles. Relax. Focus on holistic health. Here's a provocative thought. Perhaps the powers that be want you to keep masturbating. A population drained of vital energy, numbed by endless dopamine hits, is easier to control. Let that simmer. In a society engineered for distraction, retaining your energy is rebellion. In a world bombarding you with sexual imagery and instant gratification, choosing to retain and cultivate your sexual energy is a radical act of self-empowerment. Let me repeat. In a world saturated with sexual imagery and the lure of instant gratification, this choice becomes pure empowerment. I'm not here to dictate. I'm here to provoke questions, urging you to think deeply about how choices shape your reality. Every time you masturbate, you're deciding who you become and what you achieve. Remember that. Here's your challenge. 30 days without masturbation. Retain and transmute your energy. Journal moods, energy, mental clarity, spiritual insights. Note, changing interactions, surging productivity, vivid dreams. You'll struggle, face pushback. That's okay. Awareness transforms. Each resistance builds willpower, reclaiming power, choosing your higher self. Breathe through it. Survive those 30 days, and you'll never view yourself the same. Tap into unknown power, boosted confidence, charisma, clarity, vivid dreams, intuitive hits, vitality, faster recovery, magnetic attraction, deeper connections, purpose, spiritual bonds. This isn't day counting, it's a benchmark for lifestyle shift, paradigm upgrade. Semen retention isn't no sex, it's mastering sexual energy. Research ejaculation, Taoist and Tantric practices. This journey is self-discovery and empowerment. You're not your body or urges. You're a spiritual being with infinite potential. Stop leaking power. Embody it. Reclaim your energy. Fuel evolution. Ready. To reclaim, stop killing your spirit. Fuel ascension. Step into full power as a man. The choice is yours, but remember, every decision feeds or starves your spirit. Retaining semen chooses empowerment over weakness, creation over waste, ascension over stagnation. The power is in your hands, literally. What will you do with it? What did you think about today's video? Feel free to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Thank you for watching. If this video opened your mind or helped you see reality in a new light, don't forget to like and subscribe to Top Hidden Knowledge so you never miss our next deep dive into mystery, perception, and the hidden workings of our universe. And if you have time, explore more videos on our channel. We're just getting started. Until next time, stay curious, stay aware, and never stop questioning the world around you.